Very good evening to all of you. Very good evening to all of you. Hey all. Today, first I welcome all of you for the session on Python and Django. In the today's session, we are going to learn a lot. Apart from that, before starting, it would be nice to be familiar with the company profile, be familiar with the trainer. We are REGex Software Solutions Services. We are a company that is actually involved in software development. Apart from software development, we are also working on training profiles. We are working on corporate training. Apart from the corporate training, we are serving to the colleges also. And our main USP is providing placements in the product based company such that our minimum package started from range 5 lakh rupees per annum. About me, I am Kapil Agrawal. I have been a Java developer, advanced Java developer in cardekho.com. I also work for projects of Maruti and I had also worked with Amazon. This is for my introduction. And today in this workshop, we are going to learn basically about full stack development using Python and Django. First of all, before moving about everything, before discussing a lot, it would be nice to have a taste that what exactly the mean of full stack development is. Then we will go to the development and then we will understood that what exactly Django can do for you in full stack development when we are having a lot of options. First of all, while talking about the full stack development, a basic thing that I would like to share with you that full stack is a combination of backend development as well as of the front end development. And regarding the same, I would like to share some points with you. If I'm talking about the front end development, then in front end development, the main focus or the main profile is related to the designing. If I'm talking about the main focus, then the main focus is actually related to the designing. On the other hand, if I'm talking about the backend development, then in the area of backend development, one's main objective or one's main focus is completely related to database and with the programming. These are the few things actually that I'm going to tell you starting. On the next thing, the point that is important for all of us is whenever we are talking about the full stack development, then we have to cover both the, in case of the full stack development, we have to cover both the front end development and apart from the front end development, we will also cover back end development. Let us have a discussion about the languages for this. If I'm talking about the languages, then the first and the very common language that you may have learned from your school side, that is HTML. If I'm talking about HTML, then this is used to create a web page. And the main thing is that it's a mainly black and white language. What you can think, it's a kind of black and white language, such that it is used to display information only, such that this thing is used to display information only. And whenever we are going to provide any kind of decoration. Then for the decoration purpose, the next language is available. The name of the language is CSS. That actually stands for Cascading Style Sheet. It stands for Cascading Style Sheet, that is used to provide decoration to the web page. Whenever we are having a web page, we want to make it look good. Then HTML is, you can say, it is used to create skeleton of the web page. But to provide the decoration, every time you have to use CSS, the Cascading Style Sheet. In the modern era, it is a kind of essential thing that whenever you are going for front-end development, then HTML, CSS is just very much less than the basic. This is just very much less than the basic. You have to definitely cover some extra mile. Apart from that, in front end, although this is something you can say controversial, in the modern era, JavaScript is actually covered into the front end as well as into the back end. So this is actually mainly used to provide some interaction or used to make your website interactive and to provide some what you can say smartness. It would be nice to say smartness to the site. Like for example, if I'm talking about a basic form, such that in the basic form, everybody wanted to do one thing that whenever a user is submitting an empty form, then instead of having a server interaction, our browser would be intelligent enough so that he can report that a user is going to fill the blank form, it would not be accepted. So this type of small things if you are going to do, then all that thing is done with the help of JavaScript. And based on the JavaScript, the thing that we are having is jQuery. The jQuery is for, you can say, it's an extension of JavaScript. It's an extension of JavaScript that is actually used to provide animation purpose, and that is actually used to provide animation and do the JS related task with the minimum efforts, used to complete the JS related task with minimum efforts. Basic thing, whenever you are going to create a web page, then on the front end area, first of all you have to learn HTML, then go for CSS, then you go for JavaScript, then go for jQuery. And apart from that, in the modern era, a kind of extension of jQuery, you cannot say exactly it's an extension. One of the best JS framework we are having is Angular JS. Mainly this is used for single page application, and the thing is that actually this is developed by Google. So in the modern days, you can say it is one of the most demanded, it is one of the most demanded platform across the web. And see everybody, so far the discussion about the discussion about front end is over. Many of the topics I have already covered. If I'm talking about the backend, but before talking about the backend, the main thing that you must understand that the front end part always deal with the presentation of the website. It always deal with the how exactly your website looks, how exactly your website flow, but it never actually have an interaction with the database. If I'm talking about information processing, if I'm talking about storage of the information, if I'm talking about session, login, logout, downloading some file, uploading some file, customizing the websites, etc., etc., then front end part is something not for that. Although in the modern era, JS frameworks are also there, but if I'm talking about main front end development, then this thing is particularly limited for display purpose only. So to make your website intelligent, to let user maintain the data itself, to let user operate the website according to his choice, to get the information according to his choice, we have to go for the backend development. If we are talking about backend development, then a lot of languages are available there. One of the most powerful language that is actually used in modern era is Python. And based on the Python, we are having a framework. The name of the framework is Django actually. And normally in the market, actually it is called Python Django. Why it is called Python Django? Because whenever you are going to learn Django, then definitely knowledge of a Python is a must for you. At least some elementary knowledge would be there. And after that, once you have went through the Python Django is purely, you can say, it's a programming tool. Here we are actually talking about the business logic. Here actually we are talking about the business logic. If I'm talking about maintenance of the information, then for maintenance of the information, we have to go with some database. You can have any. Database can be termed as storage of information, and one of the common database that we are having is MySQL, one of the very common. Apart from the MySQL, we are having some other things like Oracle is one of the most popular. Nowadays, another popular thing is MongoDB. That is what we are having. So, this is a basic introduction that I provided you for the full stack development. And some of you are asking that, sir, what you are going to cover. So, first, I'm going to provide, or I have provided you introduction to full stack development, that what exactly full stack development is. Then we will go for directly Django, and on moving on to the Django, that I will create you that how to what is the actually structure of Django is. Apart from the structure Django, we will go with an application development, and in the application development I will tell you that how exactly your Django is interacting with the database. And apart from that we will update you about operations. The operations are actually in technical language termed as C, that is for create, R, that is for read, U, that is for update, and D, that is for delete. Collectively the four operations are actually termed as the CRUD operation. CRUD. The four operations are actually there, everyone. So this is the main agenda. Whatever maximum we can cover, we will try to do that. Whatever maximum we can cover, we are trying to do that. Then everyone, the next point, I told you about full stack development, a slight revision to you, that in full stack development we are having two things. The first is the front end development and the next is the back end development. In front end development, main focus is on the designing, and whenever we are talking about technologies, then HTML is there, CSS is there, JavaScript, jQuery, Angular JS is there, because it is related to the designing purpose. So whenever we are trying to make the website smart, then to make the website smart, we have to go with Python Django, and we have options of database. Any option you can pick. It is particularly your choice, what exactly you wanted to do. If in the today's session, we will take a small introduction of everything, and my target is to make you able to understand that how exactly an application interact with the database, how exactly database is working. I'm having a lot of queries on the chat that many of you are asking for the certificate. During the session, please be attentive here. You have to definitely attend the session because this is for your learning. In between of the session, all of you are going to have feedback link. A feedback form will be there. You need to submit that feedback form. Without this feedback form, nobody is going to have certificate, because we never know that actually who attended the workshop or who didn't attended the workshop. So those who are particularly worried about certificates, make sure to submit the feedback form. Thereafter you will be eligible for that. For any kind of concerns, numbers are already provided. You need to contact them, you may contact them, you may shoot mail also. All options are available for you. Now, coming back to the topic, I'm going to tell you that how to start with Django, how to do work on that. To work on any framework, a lot of integrated development environments, a lot of IDEs are already available. Many of them are inbuilt or you can download and you can use them. One of the common or the popular IDE that is available for Python Django is PyCharm. You may have Jupyter also into your system. You may have Anaconda also into your system. Subjected to your choice. What do you wanted to use? But we prefer for PyCharm because comparatively it is a lightweight. And apart from the lightweight feature, actually it is having same interface as the other IDEs that are already running in the market. Like if I'm talking about NetBeans, if I'm talking about Easy Eclipse, then all these things are available in the market. But PyCharm is having very much similar interface to them, and inbuilt terminal and a lot of facilities are also available there. Before starting off the PyCharm, it would be nice to tell you few of the things like whenever you are installing Python, then to install the Python, first of all you need to download it, and you need to download it from python.org. That is the official website. The official website of the Python is python.org. Going for the Google search, here it is available. Yes, then directly go to the download section. After moving into the download section, you need to do directly a page will be appeared in front of you where downloading will be available. You can download any version subjected to your choice. All releases are also available here. Once you are clicking on all releases, then you are going to have status of everything. Whatever you wanted to download, you need to download, you can download. After downloading them, you need to set few path, otherwise you may find yourself in trouble. To overcome this issue, I'm going to tell you that what path exactly you have to set to make sure that all the commands that we are going to run in the future will work on your PC smoothly. When you are going to double click on that, then your Python will be installed like a normal software. But often your Python is getting installed into the user folder. I'm going to provide you a demonstration. You can focus on my screen. I'm providing you path with respect to my system. You can have some other path also. So first of all, I'm going into the C, then I'm going into the users folder, then going to the couple folder. This is what my name is. You need to focus on the path that is actually highlighted in the address bar of the folder explorer. It is right now C colon slash users slash couple slash app data. Why I am telling you to focus on this? Because app data folder is by default hidden. To view this folder, you need to turn on the setting that hidden folder should be shown. Otherwise, after moving to the this path, manually you need to type app data here and then you need to press enter. Once you are in the app data folder, then you need to go to the local. In the local, you will find the folder that is programs. In the programs folder, see the Python folder is available here. Now you need to move into the Python folder. I am having version 3.6. I am having version 3.6. So in the version 3.6, you will find that the file python.exe is located here on the given path. If you want it, then you can take screenshot of this also. Till then, I am revising, I am repeating that you need to move into the C drive. In the C drive, then go to the users, then go to the folder of your name or the username that you have created in your PC. Thereafter, you need to go to the app data. App data is hidden by default. In the app data, go to the local, then in the programs, then in the Python, then in the Python 36. In the Python 36, you are going to find the file python.exe. So what you need to do, first you need to copy this path, and after copying this path, then you need to do right click on your computer, click on the properties icon. After clicking on the properties icon, go to advanced system settings. In the advanced system settings, go to environment variable. In the environment variable, see the variable path is already available here. Then you need to edit this, and you need to place semicolon, then you need to add this path. First, what you need to do, you need to add semicolon in the existing path, then you need to add this path, and then after clicking on OK, 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 you can come out. This is the first thing that you need to do. Second, one more thing that often I found that students find difficulty in installing libraries. On the same path, you will find one more folder. Name of the folder is scripts folder. In the script folder, a lot of additional libraries of the Python you can install, and you need to add this path to the path variable also. So again, up to the Python 36, then we are having a script. Then you need to right click here. Then you need to copy. Again, repeat the same procedure. Computer, right click, properties, advanced system settings, environment variable, path, place semicolon, paste the path, then press OK, 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 OK. Once you have done, then your Python is ready to serve you. And to check whether Python is properly working or not, you need to launch CMD, that is your command prompt. And on the command prompt, you just need to type the path Python. Once you have typed the command Python, it will display you the version number along with the date of installation, and then you are ready to work on Python program. Although we are not going to work directly here, definitely we are going to work on PyCharm. But before installation, this thing is all necessary for you. Once you have done this thing, then you can download PyCharm from official website. And once you have downloaded PyCharm, then it is ready to work directly for you. So the official website is jetbrains.com/pycharm/download. This is the one thing that I am having. Two versions are available here. One is the paid version, second is the unpaid version. You can have any at our scope. You can go with the unpaid version also. You can go for the unpaid version also. So that is what you need to do. And once you have downloaded the things, professional or community edition will be nice for you. You need to download it approximately 400 MB, maybe 500 MB setup will be there. Just you need to double click on that. Just you need to install that setup, and make sure that Java must be installed into your system. Otherwise, it may find some issues during the installation. Then see, on my PC, I am searching for PyCharm. It is already showing JetBrains PyCharm Community Edition. I am clicking on that. I have to wait a bit because it's a heavy software, so often it is taking longer to start. Although lot of things are subjected to configuration of your system, we just have to wait, and till that time for the battery utilization, I'm going to tell you few points regarding the Django. Django is a backend framework based on the Python. That framework is particularly based on a programming approach, or based on a program organization approach, or the project organization approach. That approach is actually termed as MVT. If I'm talking about what is the mean of that MVT, then M actually stands for your model, V actually stands for V, and T actually stands for templates. If I'm talking about model, then it is actually responsible for database related operations. It is actually responsible for database related operations. On the other hand, if I'm talking about view, it is particularly responsible for application logic. Whenever you are going to perform some application logic, then for the application logic, you need to write down all the codes into the view. If we are talking about templates. This is responsible for display to the user, or you can say interface to the user. So whatever HTML pages that you are going to work, the all the pages will be available here. I'm relaunching PyCharm. I think some issue was there. Okay, I have relaunched it. It will be available to us soon. So this is the most prolific, or you can say one of the best efficient paradigm to organize a project. This is actually known as MVT. So MVT is a paradigm to paradigm to organize a project so that people with different role have minimum, or you can say that only required interaction. That is one thing that we are having. So now PyCharm has been launched. This is a basic thing. And one more thing, that whenever you are installing Django, then for Django no additional web server is required. Like when we are working with PHP, then we need some PHP server. It can be exam, it can be WAM, it can be Vetrigo or etc. If I'm talking about .NET, then we have to go with IIS. If we are talking about Java, then we have to go with Apache Tomcat. But in case of Django, no additional web server is required because it is already having some inbuilt lightweight web server. It is already having some inbuilt lightweight web server that is actually applicable for production environment. So the good thing is that you are actually saved from some additional installation. You are not going to have them. Initial screen that you are going to have after launching of the PyCharm will be like this one. And on this screen, on the sidebar, you are going to find a lot of projects. They are already listed on the left hand side. I have a lot of things here, so once I am clearing them, done. Then it is asking me to create new project or open something new. So we are going to create a new project, and once I'm going to create a new project, then it is asking for the location. By default, whenever you are going to create any PyCharm project, the PyCharm project is actually getting saved into the user folder of your system. Like in my case, the folder is c colon slash user slash couple, and thereafter we are finding the things. Thereafter, we are finding one folder is already inbuilt there, and name of the folder is PyCharm project. Name of the folder is PyCharm project. In the PyCharm project, you need to create a folder of your choice. Like I'm writing that YWS that we are having today, or live workshop. That is what I'm writing. Then below there, we are having a setting you may use for the existing interpreter. You can go for virtual environment. Often actually going to the virtual environment is recommended because it is having different setup for every different project. So subjected to your choice. If you wanted to have some global installation of your system, if you wanted to use the existing interpreter, then go here. Otherwise you need to go there. Things are subjected to your choice, what exactly the thing you wanted to do. And using a new environment, using a new environment that is actually termed as the virtual environment is often recommended. Why this thing is often recommended? Because it is creating a virtual environment for the project. So whenever you are taking your project from one system to the another system, then after importing, your system is going to, your project is going to work fine. No need to worry about that. It will work. So we are starting with the virtual environment. Name of the folder is live underscore workshop. So going to create the folder, and the project is being loaded at each time. This is going to show you tip how to use the PyCharm in a better manner. Apart from that, it is taking slightly longer because folder structure is going to be built. So it is taking slightly longer, everybody. You need to keep small focus here. So see, it is also providing you the tips that if you put your mouse on that, on some character, then it will show you some suggestions also. uh, the virtual environment process is about to getting finished. It is almost on the final stage. Now I am going to tell you just after the installation is completed, because this is on the virtual environment, that's why it is taking longer. If you are using your existing interpreter, then it will be finished hardly within a few seconds. But taking the virtual environment is always a nice approach. Keep one more thing in mind. Whenever you are going to work on Django platform, then in the Django platform, you have you have to keep some distinction among the terms. If I'm talking about a project and if I'm talking about an application, then the two things are interrelated but not same. The two things are interrelated but not same. What does it mean? An application is a part of a project. An application is a part of a project. Apart from that, a project can have multiple applications. You can install two, you can install three, you can install four, you can install five, how n number of applications a project can have. So it is showing me the tip. Now I am saying this time no. Before working on that, it would be nice to get comfortable with this interface. First, we are having project window. The project window is available on the left hand side. You can turn on, you can turn off, subjected to your choice. Apart from that, it is showing us DB browser also. DB browser is something that is related to the database setting, but now we are comfortable with, or we are okay with the project window. At the bottom, we are having Python's console, we are having DB execution console, and third thing that we are having is the terminal. The thing that we are having is the terminal. On the terminal, you will find that the path is c:/users slash couple slash PyCharm project slash live underscore ws. This is the location on which my project has been created, and you can check the same location will always be available into your folder explorer. So I'm just going to do a brief. On the computer, I'm on the C drive, then in the users, then in the couple, then in the PyCharm, then live workshop folder is already available here. Although apart from this one folder, that is .idea folder, nothing is there. The idea folder is used to contain the compiled files. Now what I'm going to do to start the installation of the Python project, first thing that you need to write down is pip space install space django, or pip space install space Django. Exactly in the terms of pronunciation, this is Django. D is somewhat, you can say, sir, this is silent here. So yes, definitely this is silent here. We need to write down, or we need to speak it Django. First command that is very common for the installation is pip space install space Django. So pressing enter, this will take few seconds for the installation. If I would have used for the existing interpreter, then it was already installed there. So the installation would say me the message that no, everything is okay. Uh, the Django was already installed, but I have created a new virtual environment. So this will take a longer, and I have maximized the screen for you. So right now the setup is approximately 7.8 MB. It is getting downloaded. It is getting downloaded. Approximately 54-55% is already downloaded. Subjected to your internet speed. Subjected to your internet speed. Once it is getting downloaded, then installation will be started immediately. Then installation will be started immediately. Approximately 100% is done. Approximately 100% is done. Just wait. The installation is about to get completed. It is in the process. It is in the process. For today, it is taking slightly longer. It is taking slightly longer, subjected to internet speed and the machine speed, although it is already good. But due to the creation of virtual environment, it is taking slightly longer. If you are working always on your system, in such condition, using existing interpreter is nothing wrong. But if I'm talking about portability of your project, if you wanted to migrate your project from one to another, then you need to go for virtual environment. Just wait for a few things until the installation is completed. The last thing that I was telling you, that a project can contain multiple applications. A project can contain multiple applications, and in the today's example, I will tell you that how to create application in a project, how to register an application to the project, how exactly your project is dealing with the database connection, how to check if your database is connecting to the Django or not. It is slightly taking longer, the Django installation, because it is installing some other packages also for the smooth functioning. You can see on the status, it is actually talking about SQL parse, it is talking about Django, it is talking about ASGI reference, PYTZ is also here. So small files are there. They are taking longer to download. That's why it's a hardly a matter of 1 or 2 minutes on any system. It is hardly a matter of 1 or 2 minutes on any system. One thing that I told you regarding the models, that whenever you are going to deal with the database or the source of the information, then for the source of information, you always have to go with the models. And for the business logic, the responsible layer or the responsible file is views.py or the view file. We will show you that where exactly this file getting created. Then I told you that whenever you are going to provide instruction regarding the CSS and the HTML, then for the CSS and the HTML related operations, this is going to have another layer, that is the template layer. One thing that you must keep into your mind regarding the advantages of the MVT approach, similar approach is also available, that is actually known as the MVC approach. The MVC approach is for model view controller approach. The MVC approach is, you can say, this is very much similar to the MVT. If I'm talking about the MVC approach, then the MVC approach says us the one thing, that M is for model, this is exactly same, view is for view, and this thing is something that is actually same as templates. If I'm talking about C, then C is for controller, that is actually something that is responsible for, that is something actually responsible for business logic. So slight difference of the term is here. MVC model is same among the MVT and MVC. V is for your view, that is same as your template. C is for your controller, that is responsible for business logic. But here view is actually responsible for the business logic, because for interface purpose we are having template layers differently. For this purpose we are having template layers differently. So the things are available here, and once the installation is getting completed, then few commands we will run to create a project, to create a, to check the version. So till then it would be nice to discuss about the command to check which version, to check which version of Django is. The command is python space dash m space Django space 2 time dash then version. This is the command to check which version of Django we are using. The next thing, to create a new project, we are having another command. The command is Django dash admin space start project, and after start project you need to write down project name. After project name you need to write down project name. Installation is in process. Installation is already in process. Then once you created this command, let's say in the session I am going to create name of the project, that is going to be my site. Once I created this, then in the live underscore ws folder, one folder my site will be created. In the my site folder, we are going to have some files. First of the file will be manage.py, and in the my site folder again we are going to have my site folder again. In the my site folder again we are going to have my site folder again. In the my site folder, first file that we are going to have is the init.py. Those who are comfortable with Python, they know that this file is for creating my site package. Then the next file that we are going to find out there is settings.py. Apart from the settings.py, we are going to have urls.py. Then we are going to have wsgi.py. I am telling you about some indicative. Yes, the installation is completed here. The installation is completed here. My pip version is older. Whatever, this is not something that is very much significant. So now, once my Django installation is completed, it would be nice to check. So taking this command and writing this command here, then pressing enter. Once I have pressed enter, then it says that actually I am using Python version 3. Sorry, the Django version 3.1.4 here. And if I'm talking about the next command was about creating a new project. To create a new project, the command is Django-admin space start project space my site. Name of the project that I'm using is my site. You can use any. You can use any, subjected to your choice. You wanted to write your name, you wanted to write something else, then you can do the things very easily. Next thing, pressing enter. I'm pressing enter. It will take hardly few seconds because this is an internal operation not related to some internet or any connection related services. So let it be completed. Till then I'm going to tell you, okay, it's completed now. So once it is completed, then I am on the live ws folder and I am expanding this folder. Once I am expanding this folder, then you will come to know that, sir, in this live underscore ws, that is my project folder, I found my site, and in the my site again I found some file here, that is init.py. I have ASGI, I have settings, I have URLs, I have WSGI. We are having manage.py also. So only one additional file was there. What is the use of these files? How you are going to use these files? This is a special thing we will tell you about everything. Now everybody, it is the time to create an application in that. As I already told you that whenever you are going to create an application, the application is always part of project. To create the application, the command that we are having is python space manage.py space start app. Then you need to write down name of the application. Then you need to write down name of the application. You can write down any name of the application. This time I'm going to use the name that is my app. And because I have to deal with the file manage.py, I'm trying to run the file manage.py. That's why the first thing that I have to do is to move to folder my site, and then to create the application I have to fire this command. So copying this command, and once I have copied this command, but first I need to type here cd space my site. You can easily notice that this time I am in the my site folder. Earlier I was in the live underscore ws. This time I am in the my site folder. And once I am in the my site folder, then clicking right click here, then doing the paste. We are having python space manage.py space start app space my app, pressing enter here. Pressing enter here. Once I press the enter, then in the my app folder, then in the my app folder, few files will be created, and this time see, yes, this is the complete thing that I am having. Once you have run this command, a new folder my app has been created in my site, and here we are having some following files. The first file that I am having is edit.py, that is going to work same as for the package. Then we are having one file that is admin.py. Apart from the admin.py, we are having apps.py file. Then we are having models.py. Yes, this is what something responsible for model. Apart from the model, one more file is here. The name of the file is views.py. The name of the file is views.py, that is actually responsible for views. Then we are having test.py also. These are the few files available here. What is the use of file? We are going to have a look on that. No issue in that. Now what is my target? I have done with creation of the project. I have done with creation of the application. Now one thing that I have to do. Now one thing that I have to do, I have to register the application to the project. And to register the application to the project, I have to go to the my site folder, then go to the settings.py file. Once moving into the settings.py file, I am zooming this by double clicking on the file name. You can minimize or you can maximize the editor window. Go to the list that is having name installed app. Go to the list that is having name installed app. And here you need to make a separate entry. In the separate entry, the first thing that you need to write down is my app. Then you need to write down dot. Thereafter, you need to write down name of the file, that is apps. See here, this was my app. In the my app, the name of the file was apps, and in the apps file, actually app, not my app dot app. Then I need to write down here name of the file. The name of the file is my app config. Name of the file is my app config. It was apps. Once you have done this thing, means your application is now registered to the project. Your application is now registered to the project. You are ready to work on the application. If I wanted to check that how to run Django application, then to run the Django application, you need to write down a simple command, python space manage.py. Then you need to write down a simple command, that is run server. Python space manage.py space run server is the command that we need to write. So pressing enter here, let us check for the response of this command. It is successful. It is saying no issue. Then some unapplied migration, we will discuss about that later. See the URL here. The URL is http://127. Oh, sorry. By mistake, actually, I closed the server. Just 1 second. It will be started till then. The URL that is available is http://127.0.0.1. And once I click on this, then you will find that some rocket is available here that is ready to launch. But don't worry, it is not going to launch. But it is an indicator that we have successfully installed the Django framework for our system. And here you will find the message, you are seeing this page because debug equal to true is your settings file and you have not configured any URL. This is the default page available for the Django. Once your installation is finished, then you will find this page. And someone is asking you that what is the mean of this 8000? Then this 8000 is actually your port number for Django application. This 8000 is actually for your port number. And somebody on the chat is asking, sir, that what is the port number? So I am going to tell you a small example. The machine that is actually providing some services to any area. A machine that is providing some services is known as the server, and a server can provide you n number of services. A server can provide you n number of services. Because your server is going to provide you n number of services, so how it will come to know that the incoming request is related to which service? How your server will come to know that the incoming request is related to which service? For this purpose, port number is provided with the URL. It would be nice if you write down the port number. Like if I am writing the port number 8000, Then the port number 8000 is related to Django. Similar to that, port number 3306. This is related to your MySQL. Similar to that, port number 8080. Similar to that, port number 8080. This is actually related to HTTP request. This is actually related to HTTP request everyone. Now, the main thing or the point is I told you about how to launch the Django, how to check the installation. Now I will tell you how to create an HTML page here. But before creation of the HTML page, it would be nice to have a simple response. If you wanted to quit the server, then you need to press Ctrl C. If you wanted to stop the execution of the server, then you need to press Ctrl C, and if I'm going to refresh this, then this is going to show me the message that the site cannot be reached. Now I am here. We are talking about views, etc. My application is already registered. Now what I am going to do, I am opening the views.py file of the applications, and in the views.py file I am going to create a simple function that is going to return a simple hello message for us. That is going to return a simple hello message for us. So it is already writing create your views here. So I am writing that create view to return hello world. Create view to return hello world. And I am writing def is for defining a function. Name of the function, let's say I am writing is index. And in the view, whenever you are going to create a function, then the first thing that you need to mention is the request. Then you need to provide column, and after writing column, then you need to write down body here. Once for a while I am writing pass here, means I will write down the body slightly later. One more module that I am going to import is from HTTP. Then we are writing import HTTP response. It was Django.http actually. From Django.http import HTTP response. This is what I am getting. And here the thing that I am writing is that return, and after return we are writing HTTP response, and a simple thing that I am going to write down is hello world. The simple thing that I am writing is hello world. The first statement is looking like a comment because it is something that is unused so far, but definitely it will be used later. So what I did, I have opened the file views.py. After opening the file views.py, then we have created one function. The name of the function is index, that is having one parameter, that is the request, and we are returning HTTP response from this. In the HTTP response, we have written one thing, that is hello world here. Now, this file or this function has been written in the my app application. If I'm talking about my project, the name of my project is my site. So I have to set the root for that. I have to set the root for that. And how to set the root? First of all, in the my site folder, you need to open urls.py file. And after opening the urls file, see, import statement we are having. We have to append one more function, that is the include function at the end of path. We have to append one more function at the end of path. Then what I needed to do, I am writing my app slash. Then the thing that I am writing is include my app dot urls. What is the mean of this statement is just explaining. What is the mean of this statement is just explaining. Keep one thing in mind. If I'm talking about the file urls.py, if I'm talking about the file urls.py, then you can simply assume that this is the entry gate of the project. This is entry gate of the project. So whenever you are going to hit any request, the request first has to go through the file urls.py of the project. urls.py of the project. That is what you needed to do. So the main is that if some URL is containing my app slash, if some URL is containing my app slash, then that request has to be directly forwarded to urls.py file that is written in the my app. Repeating again, any request that is starting from my app slash, it will be forwarded to file urls.py such that the urls.py is written in the folder my app. So you will say, sir, that in the my app folder we have in it admin apps, model, test, views, but we do not have URLs. Okay, then you can create it. Just right click on that, create a new Python file, give the name file that is urls.py. It is already. And here, the thing that you needed to do, you need to write down from Django.url import path. This statement was already written here. Then you need to write down from dot views import star, from dot views import star, or you can write down that from anything is okay. Then similar to the previous URLs file, we need to write down URL patterns, copy here, paste here, but you need to just make changes in the path. What changes you are going to have? First of all thing, I am writing path index. For this case, you must call to function index, you must call to function index. Then talking about the third parameter name, again you need to write down index here. What is the mean? First, this is the URL pattern to be matched. This is the view function that is to be called, and this will be used to make a link. We will take example of this third parameter later. We will take example of the third parameter later, or because this is going to be my home page, so you can skip this. Instead of writing index, you can write here simple blank keyword. Once I did this, so summarizing again what I did, first of all, I have opened views.py file of my app. After opening the views.py file, first I attach here the HTTP response import statement, and after attaching this thing, then we are talking about def index, and here I am writing return HTTP response hello world because I have to route to this views.py. So in the my site slash urls.py, I have done one thing. I have imported one more method, that is include method, and after importing this method, then we are writing path equal to my app slash include my app dot urls, means whatever URL that are getting started with my app, they will be forwarded to the URLs file that is created in the my app. Then moving here, URL patterns equal to, then we are having path. After this path, we are having this empty braces. Then we are writing index name equal to index. This is the thing that we are writing everyone. So it's a simple step that we had taken. It's a simple step that we had taken. Now again, relaunching my server. So again, I am writing Python space manage.py space run server. Again, I am writing this thing, and just wait. This time I will tell you that what exactly changes are going to be there. So now again I am on this web page. The URL is same. Here I am writing name that is my app. I am writing my app, then pressing enter. And once I am pressing enter, then you will see that sir hello world message is available here. That hello world message is available here. Very nice. It is available. It's great. Means our application is working properly. Our application has been attached to the project, and the requests are being forwarded properly from my site to the my app. And in the my site, we come to know that if you haven't written anything after my app, if you haven't written anything after my app, then the function that is going to be called will be index function. Then the function that is going to call will be index function, and the index function is directly returning an HTTP response, and in the response the word that is written here is hello world. Now I am making a small changes. I am writing about h1 tag, and then see, this time you are not going to restart the server again. This time You are not going to restart the server again, it will be restarted automatically. This is one good feature. Then again refreshing this web page, and once I refresh this web page, then see the effect of h1 tag. See the effect of h1 tag. It is now visible to you in the bold letters. This is due to h1, and I hope you all are comfortable that what is your h1 tag is. So in this manner everybody we can have the thing. Now some of you are going to have doubt that, sir, do I need to write down all HTML here in this manner? Do I need to write down all HTML elements in this manner? I will say no, we are having a better manner. Okay, it would be nice to take an example. The next function that I'm going to write down here, that will create an HTML page, or that will draw a HTML page for you. Let us take an example of the same. Let's say the function I am writing is fun. First it is going to have the parameter, that is the request parameter, and here what I need to do, I am going to use one function. The name of the function is render function. In the render function, first parameter will be request. The second parameter will be the name of the HTML file that I wanted to draw. And third parameter, right now I have written it as an empty dictionary. Right now I have written as an empty dictionary. What is the mean of this parameter? I will tell you in few moments. Now what I decided to do, I am on the my app already. I am doing right click on that. After doing right click on that, I am going for directory, and after moving into the directory, I am going to create one more folder. The name of the folder is going to be templates. The name of the folder is going to be templates, and that templates folder has to be inside my app. Then right click on the templates, click on the new, then go for the HTML file. The name of the HTML file will be fun. Click on OK here. A new HTML file has been created. Then what I'm writing here, first web page example. I'm writing here first web page example. And in the body tag, let's say I'm in h1 tag, and I'm writing this web page is from fun function of views.py. This web page is from fun function of views.py. So what I did in the views.py, I created one function, that is fun function. In the fun function, first parameter was request, that will be as it is. Then to draw the web page, or to draw an external HTML file, for external HTML file, for drawing external HTML file, we need to use the render function. The first parameter is request, second parameter is the name of the file that you wanted to render, and the file has to be inside the templates folder. Then thereafter some third parameter, we will discuss about that. Then the web page I have created here, I am writing this web page is from fun function of views.py. Then we are going for some paragraph, and after going into the some paragraph, I am writing some content here. Let's say I am writing that this is dummy content. To text I am writing. Now the thing that I need to do, I have to make entry into the urls.py. To make entry into the urls.py, what I am doing, first thing I am writing here fun. Name of the function that I wanted to call is fun. The parameter index is again fun. The parameter index is again fun. That is what I have to do. See, the server has already been restarted for the given time. And now in the browser URL, I have to append fun after my app, pressing enter. Once I'm pressing enter, you can observe that the content of the file fun.html is drawn here. The content of the file is drawn in front of you. That is what we have done. So it was a simple example in which we come to know that how to render a HTML page from some Django form or from some Django view. So view is responsible, that is for request handler. All the business logic has to be written here. Then you need to write down the things. Now coming to the third parameter in the views.py. Now coming to the third parameter. The third parameter is a dictionary. Now what I am writing? First key I am writing A, and the value that I am writing is that this is for heading. The value that I am writing is this is for heading. Next thing I am writing variable name B, and the content I am writing is that this is for paragraph. This is for paragraph. So what I did, I had created a dictionary. In the dictionary on the key number A, we are having this is for heading. On the key number B, we are having this is for paragraph. That is what we had all. So this is the file A. Then moving to the file fun.html. And here you will say, sir, that the dictionary that you are passing here, what is the use of that dictionary? Then I will say, see, this dictionary is having two keys. The first key is A and the second key is B. What I need to do, I need to use the value of key A for heading H1, and I need to use for key B for paragraph. So moving into the fun.html. In the fun.html, you need to open the curly braces 2 times and you need to close the same for 2 times. Then directly you need to write down the name of the dictionary's key here. Then you need to write down name of the dictionary's key here. The same thing I am doing for variable B. The same thing I am doing for variable B. Now let us try to reload this web page. And when I reloaded this web page, now see the text that I sent from views.py is available in front of you. It is available in front of you. So in this manner, whatever information you wanted to pass, you can pass all the information from views to the templates. So the third parameter is actually responsible for, if I'm talking about the third parameter is actually your dictionary, that is actually responsible for sending information from from views to templates. That is what it is going to do. That is what it is going to do. So this is the role of third parameter. First parameter is the request. If I'm talking about the second parameter, then the second parameter is path of the HTML file relative to my app slash templates folder. Relative to my app slash templates folder. And the first parameter will always be the request parameter. So now you come to know how to set up Django. Now you come to know how to come to the how to set up the Django, how to deal with the entry get urls.py, how to forward the request from project to the application, and in application how actually we can create a view or how we can pass the information from views to the templates. So the first part we have done, and it was a very basic, or you can say it's a kind of minimum part that we are dealing with. And for HTML, CSS, a lot of things are there. If you wanted to write down some CSS in the fun.html, then even you can write down, like for h1 tag, I wanted to write down some CSS. So what I decided to do, I am in the h1 tag, and in the h1 tag, I am writing, let's say that the font style, italic. Similar to that, to set will be some wine red color. Similarly, if I'm talking about paragraph, then for the paragraph, I decided to apply few properties. If I'm talking about text alignment, then the text alignment I wanted to provide is justify. If I'm talking about the text color, I wanted to provide as blue. If I'm talking about font weight, then font weight I need to provide as bold. This is like CSS code that I'm adding, now reloading the web page. and you can see this time the page is looking slightly interactive or slightly better, slightly beautiful. Similar to that, if you wanted to put the heading in the center, then you need to write down text align center here. Content is available for you. You can write down, you can decorate according to your choice. Now, we have set up the Django. It's time to move to the database management system. And whenever I'm talking about database management system, then I have to deal with the models file. I have to deal with the models file. And before moving to the model files, before moving to the model files, the point or one more installation I have to do. The installation is for Django MySQL connector. I have to do installation for Django MySQL connector. So I am writing command to install Django MySQL connector. So the thing that I am going to write down here will be that pip space install space Django MySQL. Now what I'm writing here, right click here and pasting here pip space install space Django MySQL. I'm already into the my site folder. You can install here also, or it would be nice to install here from outside. So clicking on the paste, it will take few moments. Till then, I'm going to tell you about models. Whenever you are going to deal with the database system, then always you have to open the models.py file. But your models.py file deals with the database table only. It deals with the database table only. If you wanted to set up a database connection, then to set up the database connection, you need to open the file that is settings.py file. So first, what I am going to do, let's say I am launching MySQL console, and after launching the MySQL console, it is asking for password. I have entered. Then I am on the MySQL prompt. Now I am going to create a new database. The name of the database I am writing is create underscore database underscore live workshop. That is what name of the database I have written. Pressing enter, it says query OK, one row affected. So I have created a new database. I have created a new database. Once I have created new database, everybody, then to move into this database, I need to write down use space name of the database. We have to write down use space name of the database. Once you have done, now you are into the database. Now go to the settings.py file, move slightly to the bottom side. You will find on the line number 77, you are having a dictionary that is having name databases. You are going to have a dictionary that is having name databases. By default, it is going to connect with SQLite 3. No, we have to connect with MySQL. So made changes here. So made some changes here. After making some changes, then we are going to write down name of the database. If we are talking about name of the database, then the name of the database is this time live underscore workshop. After this, I need to write down username. The username for my system is my MySQL server is root. Then it is asking for password. Whatever password for your system is, you need to enter. For me, password is actually nothing, it's empty. Then host is for the location where your database server is. For me, it is on localhost because we are working on the same system. And finally, the port number. I already told you a few seconds ago. It is 3306. These are the settings that actually you have to do. These are the settings that actually you have to do, everybody. So first you need to make sure to change the name of the engine from SQLite 3 to MySQL. Then write name of the database management system. Then you need to mention username, password, host, localhost, port, etc. Once you have mentioned this thing, then whatever table you wanted to create, whatever table you wanted to create, you need to write down code for that. Like for today, we are going to write down a simple example. So let's say I'm going to create a class, and the name of the class I'm writing is student, and this class is going to be subclass of models.model. The class is going to be subclass of models.model. Means whenever you wanted to create a model, then to create a model you need to create a subclass of models.model. Then I'm going to create a field for student name. I'm going to create a field for student name. For this purpose, let's say I'm writing st underscore name, although you can write simple name also, subjected to your choice. Let's say we are writing name only. Then the thing that I'm writing is that models dot char field, and in the models dot char field we are talking about maximum length. Then this is 50. What it will do, it will create a varchar field with name, varchar field name for holding student name or to store student name. The second thing that we are telling, the maximum number of character it can store. The maximum number it can store is 50 with maximum 50 characters. Create a varchar field name with maximum 50 characters to store student name. The next field, create an integer field. Class is the reserved keyword, so it would be nice to write down st underscore class. It would be nice to write down st underscore name, so it will be in the same harmony. It will be in the same harmony. So create an integer field st class to store class of student. So what I'm doing, st underscore class equal to models dot integer field, and in the models dot integer field no need to specify anything special. Then similar to thing, I am talking about st underscore percentage. I am talking about st underscore percentage, and what I'm writing here, models dot because I'm talking about percentage, so it would be nice to have decimal field. In the decimal field, first parameter, if I'm talking about maximum number of digits, it is 5. If I'm talking about the places after decimal point, then it is 2. What is the mean of that? First of all, this will create a decimal field, that is actually you can say float field. That is what actually you can say float field. That is st underscore percentage to store percentage of student such that it can have total 5 digits, and among the 5 digits 3 digits before 3 digits before decimal points and 2 after decimal points. This is the complete configuration that I have written for you. This is the complete configuration, or a simple very small example. We had provided you the thing. Now once you have done this thing, somebody is asking, sir, it is working on which basis, compiler or interpreter? This is completely interpreted language. This is completely interpreted language. Do not get mixed up in that. We are talking about Python. We are talking about Python. Somebody is asking Python versus Spider, which one is better to development? At the starting, I already provided you solution of the same. I already provided you solution of the same. Somebody is asking that I am learning Flask. It's a different framework, so no need to discuss about that. Somebody is saying I am late. Oh my god, I cannot answer. Now, come back to this. Once you have created a model class, your application is connected to the database management system. Now, next thing, what you need to do, you need to write down a command such that this command will create a table that will be corresponding to this model. That will be corresponding to this model. To do this thing, simple command is there. You need to go with a very simple command. The name of this command is python space manage.py. Oh, I have to go to the my site first, otherwise it will say no file name found. I need to write down Python space manage.py, and after this the command is make migration, and after make migrations I am writing my app. Python space manage.py space make migrations space my app, then pressing enter. Then pressing enter. Oh my god, one installation is missing there. The installation is MySQL client, and for this installation I have to download a file, although it is already downloaded into my system because definitely I was there for session. So what I'm doing, once I'm copying this file here, you can download this file, and what exactly the URL is? URL is slightly uh, www.lfd dot this one. This is the URL. Pressing enter here. Pressing enter. It is taking slightly longer to respond. From this URL, yeah, it is being opened. lfd.uci.edu/gohlke/python slightly it is taking longer, maybe not responding. Yes, the file is available. Here you need to search for MySQL. See, MySQL client is highlighted. Then click on this MySQL client. All the MySQL client files corresponding to your Python versions are available. From Python version 34 means 3.4, 27 means 2.7, then 3.6, 3.5, 3.7, 3.7, 3.7, 3.9. For all the versions, Python file is available. For me, the applicable version was this one, MySQL client 1.4.6, CP 36 means Python version 36 for 64-bit installation. You need to get it from here if you want it. Then you can have a screenshot of the same. This file installation is mandatory. This file installation is mandatory. And those who are having edition number 3.6 or 3.7 of the Python version, it is already tested. For 3.8, it is already tested. I hope you have taken a screenshot of this URL. It is already into my system, so I'm slightly relaxed. Now, I'm going to install this file directly from my system, pressing enter, So collecting, yes, successfully installed. Then moving to my site. Then again writing the command Python space manage.py space make migrations space my app. Then I'm pressing enter. I think some typing error took place from my side. I have to check. Some typing error has took place from my side. It says field type JSON. No, but I haven't written anything like JSON here. Let me check. Yes, it says array.py util manage.py file main line number 401. Then we are talking about 401 array.py 211. Okay, go to the deep. Add to class 206. Line number 994. 216. Line number 16. Introduction. Then base and dbase introduction. Okay, let me check. If some issue is there. I have written class student or student. No. Once let me check in the project folder. Yes, migration folder is there, but no entry is there. Only init is there. Models dot char field max length 50. Models dot integer field. Models dot decimal field. Okay. The three entries I am having: models dot char field, models dot integer field, models dot decimal field. Spellings are all okay, because let me type it again if some issue is there. Yes, max length decimal places we are having. Then okay, Python space manage.py space make migration space my app. It says file type field type JSON. It says field type JSON. Some error took place here. Frozen line number 29. Then just one second. Some slight error is there. Nothing special. Nothing. Something very much complicated. Maybe related to some typing error. Bootstrap level class student. We are having error in line number 4. We have written class student. It's a subclass of models.model. That is nice. Then what we are doing? Oh, models.model. Then new add to class from line number 4. It was having error in the line number 4. Okay. We are on the line number 4. This is my line number 4. Class student. It's a subclass of models.models. Class is also okay. Student is also okay. Then created 3 fields. For the sake of simplicity, let me try if it is having issue in the 2 fields. Clearing this field. Then again, I am going to apply the migrations. Again, same error. It says attribute error model MySQL DB field type JSON. Means the issue is not related to the last 2 fields. The issue is actually not related to the last 2 fields. Once I'm writing pass here, then I'm going to run the migrations. I am on my site folder, yes. This is again yes. So okay, class has been created. Django.db models is okay. Char field we have written. Models.models is also okay. Just 1 second. Let me check what exactly issue happened here. Comment I have written, none of the comment is multi-line, none of the comment is here, 2 comments are already here. No issue has been found. Tabbing is also okay. So field type JSON. Why actually in Django it is having that issue when all the files are okay? When all the files are okay, one thing that I can do. I'm going to synchronize this. If any kind of installation error is there, then it will be automatically rectified. Then one more thing. Synchronization is done. Then again running this command, python space manage.py space make migrations MAKEMIGRATIONS space name of the application my app. But again it is having error. Let me check everybody. I think there is a small error, something maybe related to versioning issue. It is saying that in the introspection field type JSON field, and it says that it does not have any attribute here. Once I'm copying this and going on Google that why exactly this error is saying, and definitely we have not used JSON anywhere. It is actually issue related to Django. It is an issue that is related to Django. So checking for this, just wait, have patience. Commands are almost okay. Maybe sometime it happens due to slight errors. Slight errors may be related to some typing related information. It was actually related to my MySQL client. One of the solutions says that it was actually related to MySQL client. Someone is saying that this was related to your virtual environment. One thing that I can do, I can download the latest version. One thing that I can do, that I can download the latest version of the same. We can try with MySQL client with the latest version. It will be working okay. It will be working okay for the latest version. So just I'm going to download the latest version. This is going to be this one. This is going to be this one. Just wait a while. Yes, the file is about to be downloaded. The file is about to be downloaded. It's almost over. Yes. So copying this folder first file, cutting, then coming here, then pasting into the live folder, then going here, and then I'm writing pip space install space mysql no cd double dot then we are writing pip space install space mysql 1.4. mysql 1.4 is what I'm installing. Let me check for the response. Yes, it has been updated. Then coming to my site, then running the migrations again. Just wait for the responses. Yes, actually everybody, this was version related issue. Sometimes it happens. If you are having that issue, then go for the latest version. So deleting the old one. Yes. This time the migration has been done, and now you can see that in the migrations folder we are having one new file, that is 0001 underscore initial.py. We are having 0001 underscore initial.py. Then to view the SQL queries that it is going to generate, we need to write down SQL migrate, then write down name of the application, and after name of the application, then we need to write down 0001, pressing enter. Then we need to write down 0001 and pressing enter, and see the SQL query. You can see create table my app underscore student id integer auto increment not null primary key st underscore name varchar 15 not null st class integer not null. Then we are talking about percentage also, and you will say, sir, that we haven't mentioned anything about id. We haven't mentioned anything about id. Yes, you haven't mentioned, but you haven't mentioned about the primary key also. In class, if you forgot to add any primary key, then it will automatically add a primary key, that will be the auto increment field. That will be the auto increment field all. So it will always have a primary key, no matter whether you are adding or not. If you are adding, then your primary key will be considered. If you are not adding, then ID will be added automatically on that. Now it's time to create database tables. Let's say I'm writing this time show tables. It says empty set. No table is available in the live underscore ws, because running migration, when you fire the command python space manage.py space make migrations space my app, it just created this file, but no database query has been fired. And when you fire the command sql migrate, this will display you the sql query that is to be fired. And to fire the sql query, you need to write in a small command python space manage.py space migrate, then press enter. Then press enter, and it is running migrations. It is running migrations, applying the file 0001 initial. It is applying the file 0001 initial, removing the old files, and almost everything is going on. Yes, migrations has been applied. Again, I am writing show tables. You will be surprised, sir, that I have created only one tables, but I found 11 tables there. What exactly these 10 extra are? It is 10 extra tables we are having. And if I am talking about the name of the last table, then the name of the model was student. Name of the model was student. But the database table name is my app underscore student. Yes, this is the case. If I'm talking about the first 10 tables, then they are internally for Django purpose. Some of them are for admin purpose also. Some of them are for maintaining sessions. Some of them are for maintaining user account. We will discuss about the same later, not right now. And if I'm talking about name of the new table, then name of the new table will always be name of the application followed by underscore followed by name of the model. This is what it has to follow. If I'm talking about the naming convention, then it has to be almost same as for your C++ variable naming convention. Do not put space, comma, some special symbol. Underscore is perfectly okay. Do not go with some keyword. Some common things are there all. Now I am writing DESC, that is for describe. Then I am writing my app underscore student followed by semicolon. The first column that we are having is ID. It's a primary key. It is auto increment. The second column is st underscore name varchar 50. The third one is class integer 11. The fourth one is st percentage decimal 5 comma 2. So the table has been generated. If I am talking about the data into this table, then data into this table is right now null. No data is available there. No data is available there. So you come to know that your model is equivalent to your database table. Database connection is something that you need to maintain in settings.py. In the settings.py, you are having databases dictionary. In the databases dictionary, you are going to find the same thing. You need to mention the detail, go for the models, run migrations, and in future, if you are going to add some more tables, then again you need to start from writing make migration space my app. Then again you need to fire migrate command. All the changes will be applicable automatically into your database. At least 10 tables will be created there automatically. For remaining, you have to make models. For remaining, you have to make models. So this is the way how exactly it is dealing with this. Now, whenever we are asking actually user to enter some data, then definitely always to enter some data, the only option available is HTML form or the web form. This is the only option that is available for all. So for the HTML forms, do right click on my app, then create a new Python file, and name of the Python file is going to be forms.py. This is something that you have to create additionally as you had already created. Many of you on the chat is continuously asking for the feedback link. Don't go such uneasy. You all are here to learn something. You all are here to learn a great framework. Definitely, we are going to tell you some elementary part today because in 2 hours we cannot cover everything. Why not to enjoy this session instead of just waiting for feedback link again and again and again? It would be for your welfare. It would be for your welfare. So I request all of you to enjoy the class. Whatever I am teaching you, please have a look on that. This is something very much process. This is something that is very much, you can say, refined content for you. Now what I am writing, we are writing from Django. We are importing forms. This is the first line that I am adding in the forms.py, and I am going to create one form, and the name of the form is student form, or I am writing add student is the name of the form. This is going to be subclass of forms.form. This is going to be subclass of forms.form. So what I'm writing, everybody, this is a class to create new form. This is a class to create new form to add student. Once I have written pass, and every form has to be subclass of forms.form. Every form has to be subclass of forms.form. Now I am writing to code to draw a text field. I am writing a code to draw a text field. So what I am doing here, name equal to, then I am writing forms.char field, and the label that I wanted to display to the user is enter name. And if I'm talking about maximum number of characters, then on the database level it was restricted to 50. So at the form level, I wanted to restrict the same to 50 again. I wanted to restrict the same to the 50 again. Then I'm talking about to draw a number field. So for the number field, the thing I was having was class. So instead of class, it would be nice to write down st underscore class. It would be nice to take the same names. Okay, for all. We are writing st underscore class equal to forms dot. We had integer field. If you wanted to specify some label, then definitely you can specify. We are writing enter class or standard. Both things are understood. Both things are understood. And if I'm talking about blank, uh, one second, blank, null, or empty was there. No, right now it is not supporting. Yes. Then we are writing code to draw a number field. So what I'm writing, st underscore percentage equal to, then I'm writing forms dot decimal field. The label that I'm writing is enter percentage. The label that I'm writing is enter percentage. Then if I'm talking about decimal places, they are 2. If I'm talking about maximum digits, it is 5. Actually, I am doing one thing. I am just coinciding both the forms and the database field together. so that I can understand them better. So this is a form class that we are having, and you will see that this is very much similar to my models.py. This is very much similar to my models.py. The difference is that in the models I was having subclass that was having name models.model. In the form I am having forms.form. Rest of the most of the things are same, but slight changes there. This is a raw way. Although you are having model form also. Although you are having model form also for the same purpose. Then we are going to create an HTML for the same. Oh no, sorry. Now I'm going to views.py file, and I'm defining function add student add student to db. Uh, yes, and the parameter it is going to have will be request, creating here column. After writing here column, then create an object of form, and to use the form I need to write down that from dot form import star, or actually I am having only right now one form, that is student. So create an object of form. So I am writing st equal to add student. The object has been created. Then send this form to html file. So what I am writing, return render. The first parameter I am going to write down is request. The second parameter I am writing is add student.html file is what I am going to draw, comma. Then here I am writing st is the key, and the value that I wanted to set is the object of the form. The value that I wanted to set is the form object. So now again we are on add student. So in the templates I have to create a new html file. The name of the html file, first do right click here, click on new, then create an html file. Name of the html file will be add student, creating ok. Then we are writing add student web page. We are writing add student web page. And here what I'm doing, first I'm going to write down a field set. In the field set I am writing some legend tag. In the legend tag, a simple thing that I am writing is that is student registration form. And then if I wanted to apply some css, then we are writing that align attribute, or the text align that I wanted to provide is center. Although using the style attribute I can do that, so I am writing text align colon center. Text align colon center, this is the thing that I am writing. And then creating a form. In the form action right now I am mentioning nothing. The method that I am writing is post, then closing the form tag. And because HTML apply its own validation, so I wanted to turn off the validation. To do the same thing I need to write down no validate. Once I have written no validate, then one more special thing that we need to add to stop any kind of forgery is csrf underscore tokens. The csrf underscore token is actually used to stop cross-site request forgery. It is used to stop some JavaScript attacks. Then the form that I was having was named st. I am drawing it as it is. And then in the tr tag, I am talking about the th tag. In the th tag, we are talking input type equal to preset, name equal to preset, and value that I am writing is reset form. The value that I am writing is reset form. And then the next thing that I am writing is input type equal to submit. See, because submit and reset field was not available there, because submit and reset field was not available there, that's why we have to write them separately. And here it would be nice to create a button that is having name add student. And one more thing everybody, this time your form will not be as good as you are thinking. I have to add some table also, because I am talking about gdtr. Cut here and this here, then here I am closing the same thing, then I am closing the same thing. and then pressing tab. Okay. Now this is nice. One table I have added. For the table, as per your convenience, you can add some cell padding that is having value 5. Let's say I am adding some cell spacing also, that is also having value 5. Border, if you wanted to provide that, you can provide. Otherwise I am writing 0. Otherwise I am writing 0. And now I need to make entry into the URLs. Then we will discuss about form processing also. I am in the views. The name is add student to DB. Coming to my app slash urls.py. Then copy here. Then paste here. Cut here. Then we are talking about here, here, and here. All the three things I'm using same. Then it would be nice to start the server and to view if the form is working properly or not. To do this thing, the command was python space manage.py space run server. Yes, this is the command that we had. It's working nice. And taking the URL pattern from here, going, oh, let it closed. Then, hmm, hmm, yes. The form is available in front of you. The form is available in front of you, and if you wanted to keep it center aligned, if you wanted to keep it looking better, then to make it looks better, I have to add some CSS also. And to add the CSS, first we are writing style tag, and in the style tag I'm going to apply the CSS for field set, but not for field set, actually the legend tag that is available into the field set. This is what I'm writing using CSS selector. First thing that I'm writing here is font weight. Let's say it would be nice to provide bold. Font size was smaller. It would be nice to say font size 22 pixel, 24 pixel is okay. And color, some red color is always suitable for such headings. Yes, this is looking better. This is looking better. Then if I'm talking about table, then in case of the table, to make it center aligned, we are writing margin 0 auto. And talking about width of the table, then it would be nice to write down somewhat 600 pixel is okay. Yes, now it is available center align. And if I'm writing 450 pixels, then it is much better. If I'm writing, let's say it is 350 pixel, I think it would be nice more. No. Let me check. I think some issue I did. Oh, in the same th I have written both. That's why they are not on the same line. So yes, this time it is better, and 350 is again not nice. 250 is not nice. It would be nice to write down 400. Yes, that is much better, everybody. That is actually much better. It is looking very nice this time. Optionally, if you wanted to add some warning that field mark as star are mandatory, then you can add them. No issue in that. How to add this thing? Let's say I'm in the field set, then just below the legend, I'm writing that field, or it would be nice to write down that all fields are compulsory. Yes, the message is available, but on other side, and in the span tag, but alignment will be not applicable. It would be good to keep it into the span tag. And after writing the same thing into the span tag, this one is the closing of the span tag. Then to make it bold, it would be nice to write down the thing in the strong tag. Then we are closing the strong tag. So the CSS that we are going to write down in the span, then in the strong tag, it would be nice to write down that is text align. And the value of text align I am writing center. No, actually on the span tag, this is not working because it's an inline element. Okay. One more property I need to add. This is all code related to the CSS. This all code is related to the CSS. Display property, I was writing span. In the span on the strong. No. Then finally, Actually, this is an issue that is related to the properties of CSS. This time I am talking P. The text line I am writing center display is already blocked. No need to write on line block. Yes. This time it says all fields are compulsory. If you wanted to provide some color to that, then definitely you can provide some color also related to red family, but slightly different. Yes, all. If I'm talking about the functionality of reset, let's say enter name. I'm writing ABC, talking about class. This is 12th, talking about percentage. Then it's somewhat 56.42. Reset is something that is always going to work as it is. No need to worry about reset. No need to worry about reset. If I'm talking about add student, then I have to write down functionality for the same. Then I have to write down functionality for the same. At the starting, I am checking select star from my app student. It actually shows us nothing. It actually shows us nothing. If I'm talking about the next code, then the next code that I need to write down will be very simple. See, often one thing that you have in your mind that sir, you have written action equal to empty. Then because you have written action equal to empty, so I don't know where this form will submit or where exactly this form will get its data. So what I'm telling you, the form will submit the data to the same view function from which it was generated. It will submit the data to the same function from which it was generated. So I am writing in the terms of comment that this form will submit the data to same view function from which it was generated. So what exactly I need to do? I know that this form was generated from add student to DB. So the below process was to be executed when you had actually nothing. You had actually nothing means you are simply running the form, and I'm writing the code that is to be executed when form is submitting. So what I'm writing if request dot, if I'm writing that request dot method equal to, then I'm writing post. What I'm pass statement I'm writing once, and this code will be executed when form submitted. This code will be executed when form submitted. What I'm doing? Then writing here one more code. Code to check if form is valid. To do the same thing, the thing that I need to write down, if mm, one second. First, create a form object that is filled with data. And to do this thing, we are writing st equal to add student, and in the add student we are writing request dot post. Then I'm writing if st dot is underscore valid. I'm writing once pass here, else I'm writing again pass here. Oh, one second. What is the mean? This code will be executed when form is okay, means all data that is filled into the form is okay. When form data is okay. And in the else statement, this code will be executed when form data is not okay. Some validation got corrupted, some data that you have entered is missing. In such case, this code will execute it. So if there is some error message, then definitely it would be nice to keep the form as it is. In such condition, it would be nice to keep the form as it is, and to keep the form as it is, you just need to write down that piece of code. This is the simple thing that you need to do. So again repeating, If request.method equal to post, this code will be executed when form submitted. We are creating a new form object that is having all the form data, that is having all the form data. Then the next thing is, if your the form object dot is valid, the is valid function is actually used to check. The is valid function is used to check if all validations are passed. If all validations are passed, then okay. Otherwise, error messages has to be provided. Now the thing that comes to us, sir, we come to know that how to draw the form. What exactly is valid function is doing? It is checking for validation. But what type of validation it is checking? What type of validation it is checking? We don't know. So I'm saying you one thing, that I'm keeping this thing on hold, that what type of validation it is going to check. We will discuss about that few seconds later. But before this thing, but before this thing, it would be nice to have a slight introduction that how exactly you can deal with this form. How exactly you can save the data from the form to the database. To do this thing, everyone, you need to do one thing. You need to create an object of model. You need to create an object of model. Okay, this time we are talking about model. So we need to import one more thing. From dot models, you need to import the class that is student. So what you decided to do, you need to create an object of model student, and to create the model student, to create the model student, you need to write down that okay, right, st is okay, stm would be nice. Then I'm going to fill all the information one by one. So we are writing student model dot st underscore name equal to, then we are having the information in request dot post, and from the request dot post square bracket, the name of the field that we had drawn was also same. The name of the field that we had drawn was also same. So once I have provided information for name, the same thing I can do for class. The same thing I can do for class. Let me check if model is also having the same name or something different. st name, st class, and st percentage. That is what we are having. So for this time, then finally we are talking about st percentage. So copy this thing and go here, paste here, then again add this to the attribute. And after this thing, finally I need to write down one small thing. The thing that I need to write down is, if stm dot save, this function is okay. If this function is okay, then make empty form object, then make empty form object. This is what you needed to do. And create success message also, and create success message also. So what I decided to do, again I do the same thing, st equal to student, then I'm writing message equal to student added successfully. We are writing student added successfully. This is what code we are writing. And then almost the same piece of information we are passing, almost the same piece of information we are passing along with the message, along with the message. So I am writing message colon message comma, then we are writing st colon st. So let us go through the flow again. First, we are checking if request dot method equal to post. If this case is okay, then what we are doing, we are creating a form object that is filled with the data. Then we are checking for validation. How to write down the validation, we will discuss about that in few moments. Then we are talking about creating a new model object, filling all the information in that, and calling the save method. If save method is successful, if save method is successful, then create an empty object and then provide you the message. If this is not the case, if this is not the case, then we have to make slight changes into the code. Then in such condition, we have to make slight changes into the code, that in case of the else statement, definitely there would have been some error, there would have been some issue. Otherwise the code would definitely work fine. Otherwise the code would definitely work fine. Almost actually checking for the save is something that is not required, because 99% or you can say 100% it is working. Okay, so now one more small change that I need to do. I need to check if the message variable is available in the dictionary or not. If it is available, then we need to draw. If it is not available, then no issue in that. So I'm writing a small code into the addStudent.html. What I'm writing here, before drawing of the form, I'm writing the if statement into the curly bracket, percentage if message percentage and curly braces. Then we are finally writing about and if. Then we are writing about and if. And here, if this is the case, then again take the tr, th and keep the one th as it is. Yes, tr, th I am writing, and the th that is with call span 2. It would be nice to print the message here. It would be nice to print the message here, and for the sake of better visibility, it would be nice to print the message in paragraph and in the span tag. So writing here message that is to be displayed if your data is added properly. If not added, then forget it. If not added, then forget it. This message will not be there. So return a lot of code, and let us try to have an execution of the same. Yes, uh, in the database we do not have anything. Let us try. Name I am writing ABC, standard I am writing 1, percentage I am writing, let's say 56.56. Clicking on add student, it says that you are having some type error. It says self missing one required argument, and the whole log is available in the stm.save. Whole data is missing here. It says stm.save. Okay, let me check what is the error. stm is a model object we are having. If we are talking about stm, then it's a model object. Okay, well, I think one thing was missing. The server is getting restarted. Yes, and then refreshing the code, and it shows me the message that student added successfully, although the form goes disappear. Although the form goes disappear, but actually student added successfully message is what I'm getting. Let me check on the database. Yes, on the database you can see that this time it is working perfectly. This time it is working perfectly. So addition operation is done, and let me check what was the error that I did. Oh, I forgot to create here, right? Oh my god, I actually created model object instead of the form object. Yes, now this is okay. Let us try again. Server is getting restarted. Yes, next name of the student I am writing pqr, class I am writing 5, percentage I am writing 85.56. Then clicking on add student. This time message I am having is student added successfully, and one additional message I am having, that is add student form is also I am having. Okay, 1 second. But this time the code is getting inserted successfully. The code is getting inserted successfully after the message. Oh, it was my error. Yes, now it's okay. Again try to add. Let's say some student I am adding is xyz, class is 10, percentage we are having 85.63. Clicking on the add student. Now I had the message student added successfully. Student added successfully. And now I will tell you that how to write down the validation for the same. Now I am going to tell you how to write down validation for the same. To write down the validation, I have to move into the forms.py file, and see everybody. To write down the validation, I need to write down def clean underscore will be as it is. The name of the field I am having is clean underscore st underscore. Clean underscore field name is the syntax. Clean underscore field name is the syntax that we are having. And then what I'm writing, st underscore name equal to self dot clean underscore data square bracket st underscore name. So I got the name, I got the name, and after getting the name I have to check if st underscore name dot one thing that we are having is the stripe method or somewhat like that. Just I need to have a small checking on that. The name of the method is strip, I think strip. Yes. So what I'm writing, everybody, after stripping, if length of is 0, after stripping, if the length is 0, then I need to raise an error, and the name of the error is raise form dot validation error. In the validation error I am writing that please enter name. If this is not the case, then you just need to return the value that you have just got. Then you have to return the value that you just got. This is the validation or code for validating the name. Similar to that, everybody, we can write down the function for validating class, and when we are dealing with the class, so I am writing st underscore class. Again I am writing st underscore class. Here again I am writing st underscore class, and this time I need to compare the same thing with none. I need to compare the same thing with none. If this is same as none, then we have to write down that please enter class, or please enter int value for class. It would be nice to write down this message. Then we are writing return class. You may write down the validation for class 1 to 12 also. You may write down validation for class 1 to 12 also. And similarly, almost on the same track, I am writing for percentage. Almost on the same track, I am writing for percentage. So we are writing clean underscore percentage. Better to copy paste, because otherwise the spelling error can lead to a big problem. Yes, here, then here also, and then here also, and then here also. Or we are writing please enter valid percentage. This is what I am writing. Now finally, all the validations has been done. Server has been restarted. I am trying empty validation. It says this field is required, this field is required, this field is required. This was not the error message that I have written. This was not the error message that I have written. Now I need to expand the form also. To get the error messages that I provided, I need to expand the form slightly. And how to expand the form? This is going to be something easier for us. See, I'm copying this code, then pasting this code. The first field that I'm going to have is name, and here what I need to write down, everybody, in this th, the first thing I'm having is name, and after this the next thing that I need to write down, after this I need to write down st dot name dot errors. If any error message related to that, it will be displayed automatically. It will be displayed automatically. So copying this code for remaining fields also. This time I am talking about class. Okay, one more thing. It was st underscore name. It was also st underscore name. It was st underscore, this time percentage. No, this time class. And the same thing has to be applicable here also. Then copy paste the same thing, and the same thing will be applicable for percentage also. So I am writing here percentage, then again I am writing here percentage. That is what we are having. So complete code is here. So writing add student, this time again it says okay. One second, let me check for one thing. All the validations I have added into the form, all the validation related code I have added into the form, and if in case it is invalid, then I need to forward it as it is. In case it is invalid, I have to forward it as it is. Let me check. So going to views.py, if form is invalid, if the form is invalid, then we are sending the same form as it is. Okay, then we are sending the same form as it is. We are writing st equal to add student request dot post. Then we are checking if it is valid. If it is not valid, let me restart the server this time, although I think this is not something required, but let me check. Let me try. The server has been restarted. Yes, the server has been restarted. Pressing F5, writing add student. And again, the message I am having is 1 second. I think some. Let me check in the HTML. Has I written no validate? Yes, I have written this. And I am into the views.py. Into the views.py, I am writing that add student is valid. Then we are writing yes. If this is not valid, then we are writing return render, again calling this form, and the thing will be as it is with the name st. This is available with some error messages. This is available with some error messages. Let me check for the names also. It is errors, then again it is errors, then it is again errors. So spelling is also okay, field is also okay, type submit is also okay. Overall the validation is working, but with slight issue is there that we are not getting the messages. Rest of the things are working fine. Rest of the things are working fine. So maybe there is some spelling related issue. st underscore name, yes, st underscore name is there. We can take the name st because this may be the cause of this disruption. Now let us try again. Uh, Again having the message this field is required, but for class I cannot do this thing. If it is equal to none, let me do the one thing. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I am writing, let's say, the value of name. I am writing 2 times space abc 2 times space class. I am writing something that is okay. I cannot type some other value. Class I have written 0, percentage I have written 0.6. So this time the data is validated, but abc is already there. So kbv class I have written 0. I can add one more validation here. I can add one more validation here. I am writing elif. In the elif, I am writing that if st underscore class, instead of st underscore class, it would be nice to have t underscore class, because if there is any kind of variable clashing, if this is less than 0 or this thing is more than 12, then again we need to write down that please enter valid value for class. If this is not the case, then we are returning the class. Validation I have added here, and similar to that, the same thing I am going to do here also. The same thing I am going to do here also, everybody. In the else statement, again I need to write down raise validation error. Please enter valid percentage. Here I need to write down please enter percentage. Here I am writing please enter valid percentage. Okay, so server has been restarted. Writing the name 4 times space. Class I am writing, let's say it's -1, percentage it's -0.1, writing add student. Yes, this time it says please enter valid value for class, please enter valid percentage. And now I come to know the logic. In the model, everybody, I need to do something. I need to allow some blank equal to true, otherwise this will not work. And for null, I have to allow a true also. Some validation I need to apply here also. Then talking about blank, I am allowing from model side, but my validation will check for this. So null is also true. By default it is false. So due to this error, actually it was not working correctly. So server is getting loaded again. Yes, the server is getting loaded again. Now refreshing the web page, I am writing 4 times space, then class I am writing -1, percentage minus, then writing add student. Messages I am getting properly. Messages I am getting properly, only except for the one message. This may be some slight issue regarding that. I am writing please enter name. It says this field required, and after making the changes into the model, I am saying blank equal to true and null equal to true. It's a slight issue, everybody. Most of the time it is working okay. So this field is required is in the form. Okay, one second. In the form also I have to make small changes in the form, uh, blank or empty or some null. Some field I am missing everybody for blank. I have to set it blank equal to true or something code I have to write. This is what something that I am missing right now. But overall everybody you can see that we have done with the add operation. Overall we have done with the operation everybody. And now in this manner everybody you can perform all the operations in this manner. You can perform all the operations everybody. And now all we are going to launch winter training. I am on regexsoftware.com. Then we are in the courses, and in the courses you are going to find details regarding the upcoming winter training. And all in the winter training we are having a lot of winter internship program that are to be started from 21st of December. Although we are having more batches, although we are having more batches. Now all the point that I am telling you that everybody these are the courses that are available: AWS, big data, machine learning, Python, Django. The batch we are having is from 21st December, then we are having from 4th of January, then from 11th of January. Most of the time platform is Google Meet. Duration is of 8 weeks approximately. It is a program of 60 hours. Then everybody see the complete details of the program is it's about ML, big data, Flutter, Python, Django. If I'm talking about Python, Django to you, then in the Python, Django, see the content is available here. Batch date is same. Timing is from 6 to 8. 8-week duration it is. If I'm talking about course content, everybody, it's HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. Then actually fundamental, basic pages, Python, Django is also there. MySQL is there. Then Angular is also there, and everybody deployment on the AWS is also there for you. 60 plus hours training program it is. Notes will be provided to you. Daily poll test will be available for you. Weekly test will be provided to you. Recording will be available to you of all the sessions. Output you are going to have will be a good full stack developer. And everybody, for Django full stack developer, a package normally starts from 6 lakh rupees per annum. You can have more subjected to your choice. You will be a full stack developer. And everybody, as I already told you that we are a product based company, so we are helping you to place in a product based company. Average package, at least minimum package 5 lakh rupees. This one is the detailed content that we are having. What you need to do, just click on the courses, then come below, go on the winter training, and this is the all thing that you need to cover. And finally everybody, if I'm talking about enrollment form, this is available. The fee, it is very basic. The fee is very basic. You can say it is the one of the cheapest in the market. And everybody, the quality of lecture you have already observed, so I hope you get whatever I told you. Everybody, the session has been fruitful to you. Now we are providing feedback link to you. Feedback link has been sent to you on the chat. You are requested to submit the feedback form compulsorily. Otherwise, definitely we are not going to have any data regarding your certificates. So you are requested to fill the form positively, and it would be nice if you write down feedback of the current session on the YouTube chat also. It would be nice if you write feedback of the current session on the chat also, but mentioning or sorry, submitting the feedback form is compulsory. Submitting the feedback form is compulsory. Please make sure to submit the feedback form. I am stopping the streaming. I am stopping the streaming.